Oh yeah, baby dolls, welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. Bitcoin sitting at around $57,000. And this is my traditional Bitcoin chart, friends, but there's a bit of a twist now. Now, this yellow line that I'm showing you is the global liquidity index, okay? And it's an actual trading view indicator. I've made a whole video and series about it. I made a couple of posts on it. So we probably just need to watch this from now on. We don't really need to, but it's nice to have it on here, that's all. And funny enough, we saw this little tick up. It actually trades every day, okay? So you have this little daily measurement, and basically it just calculates all the currency units that the government is printing pretty much every single day, all around the world for every single currency. And we're going to be basically relying on that. I mean, look at all the currencies. It includes everything in the rest of the world, right? This is their M2 money supply, pretty much all the fiat going around the world. And hopefully this pumps up that crypto bucket, right? But actually, you know, what we can do is we just go down to the 2-hour chart of the Bitcoin, and we can see right now, this is what we've been doing, okay? I can pretty much hide this global liquidity index, but it is nice to track it, okay? So Bitcoin right here, this is the price chart, and everyone's zoomed in now. And yes, we had some good data that actually came out, which we're going to go through just now. So the data was the KIPI, okay? Now the KIPI, otherwise known as the CPI for mid-curvers, the KIPI came out at 3%. And they're expecting 3.1. So now it's right in line on 3%, which is cooler than expected. But actually, I can show you right now, friends, very interesting, yeah. The NASDAQ, right, or the stock market, even though it was a cooler than expected data, this is a daily chart, okay? This is a daily chart and it flips red. So it's something to think about, right? So maybe there's like a little bit of a reversal here. We're not swing traders, but it's like it's a one style you could trade where you're basically looking at it and you're like, oh, wait a minute. The CPI came out cooler than expected, so rate cuts became more certain, and then it finished red on the day, kind of showing you that perhaps it's done for a couple of its moves right now, but there's nothing to be concerned about because crypto's been going down anyway, right? Totally the opposite of the stock market. But yeah, I'm just opening your mind to different stuff, different styles of swing trading there are out there. This is nothing for you to actually take like basically any action from, okay? Because you will get destroyed over time, mark my words when it comes to that. Really, all that really matters, yeah, with the stock market is look at these absolutely screaming highs. The stock market can come back, man, 20% and it won't even matter. It's right all the way down here. It's gone on this like big run. And that's pretty much what we need to basically start every crypto bull run, right? The mania beginning, okay? That's what we're just basically hoping progresses from here. And of course, one of the biggest pieces of news has been Germany lately. Germany, they are now down to right? They're down to only 4,900 Bitcoin, okay? Which is worth $282 million. So they started with like 50,000 and they basically dumped everything, okay? They used to have, yeah, it's like 50,000. They used to have 3 billion plus. Now they've only got $282 million worth of Bitcoin. So they're pretty much all out. And yeah, it's a shame for obviously Germany, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, all these governments come in, they sell. And let me tell you something, friends. If luckily for us, I've been making, how many videos have I made? I've got to play some nice pump music just to recall these, friends. Okay. I told you so many times, man. You cannot kill a bull market with a seller. All right. Bull markets do not end with a big seller coming in. They don't actually end like that, okay? The bull market ends when you run out of buyers, all right? And if there are people on the sidelines, that means they are nervous, which means they are potential future buyers, you see? So the market will, in most bull markets, yeah, will get to the point where it makes everyone feel calm and cool. Because everyone's like, well, we're all winning. We're all on the way to win. But no one really stops to think, oh, wow, if everybody's in now, who's left to buy? That's the actual start of the bear market right there, all right? Now, it's not so easy, okay, because there are all these moments and swings that happen over time. But that's why we try to use, you know, some of this 4-year cycle magic, some woo-woo, some Bitcoin, trying to see if we go euphoria. Maybe there's more tattoos that appear. That's what we're trying to basically track over time, okay? This is the others BTC chart, friends. Of course, super important. And yeah, we are still moving along sideways. Remember, this is a weekly chart. 1 week at a time. That's pretty much what it's going to take. We can't fast forward the days, right? That's it. We're going to print 1 week at a time. It's going to be very slow. and eventually we start moving up. So we're kind of hoping, okay, this was just a V down, V up, but this came off the back of a DeFi season, okay? So this DeFi season, basically everything was going nuts for here, like really 3-month mania. But you might say, well, wasn't that meme coins? Wasn't that celebrity meme coin stuff? Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Meme coins, we stopped in March. We literally stopped in March. You know, that's when Coinbase App Store ranking peaked, friends. It peaked, I think, at rank 34 spot in March. And so that was pretty much, it was down only for most stuff after that. It was only just Solana, celebrity stuff that ended up having a new birth with everything else, okay? So that's why, and this thing in DeFi season, pretty much everybody won because there were thousands of % of APY given out everywhere and basically it just rolled over itself, okay? With our one, we didn't really have anywhere near that level. I'm hoping, so this is the other Bitcoin halving year 2016. I'm hoping this is what we can get for our others BTC, where it's literally just going sideways until it's finally time to go, and then everything just starts moving up. All right, week by week by week. That's pretty much, that begins the end of the cycle. This is the beginning of the end. All right, but everyone will think it's just the beginning of the beginning. No, it's the beginning of the end. All right, once it flips green on the weekly super chain, yeah, you have how many days to the top? 100 days, friends. See, you go up, you got 100 days to the top. Interestingly enough, what happened in this one as well? As soon as it flipped green, you have 100 days to the top. So I don't know when we flip green. Like if we flip green, let's imagine we flip green like September. What would 100 days to the top be? December. Okay, so that's pretty much if it plays out like that. You don't know. You don't know when it's going to flip green. And we don't know if it's going to keep going parabolic for that 100 days, but we'll see. Now, if you've been watching my channel, friends, you've been wanting me to play some bizarre music as well. Bizarre objects in the universe, that's what the guy says in it. Okay. We have been manifesting friendship and kindness in the form of Mr. Russell. Have you heard of my friend Mr. Russell? Mr. Russell is the index for small cap US stocks, otherwise known as shitcoins of the stock market, okay? Mr. Russell. Now, Mr. Russell, he is one hell of a shitcoiner, okay? Now, luckily, lo and behold, okay, friends, we have been requiring Mr. Russell to do a pump, okay? This is the most fascinating thing of all. If I change this to a daily, this is the most amazing thing, friends. Remember I just showed you, I did not even know this until right now, by the way. The S&P 500 finished red on the day, and Mr. Russell finished green. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is some sign of strength, man. That is something particularly juicy for us. That's juicy and that's sexy. Look at that. Just charges up to the high. Now, to recall, for those who haven't seen my videos, okay? Remember, there are buckets around the world of assets, and the bigger bucket gets filled first. So the first big bucket is actually basically just like companies keeping their employees hired, okay? So when they print money, the government is paying workers out, okay? To have the standard stuff. Now, eventually, though, they're printing so much money that because of the banks and everything, it goes to the stock market, and then there's different tiers of the stock market. First, you go to like the big stuff, the big stable stuff, and then you go to the medium stuff, and then it's the tiny dog shit risky stuff, and then after the risky stuff comes crypto. We are like super risk, okay? Now, we've been waiting for those buckets to all fill up. So they have been filling up slowly, but we've been waiting for one last bucket in the US of A, okay, Americana. Now, the Americana bucket that we've been waiting for is Mr. Russell that I've shown here, the small cap, okay? Remember I just showed you the stock market. This is the S&P 500, okay? Look at this, he's screaming through the highs. This was its previous all-time high. Mr. Stock Market, S&P 500, has basically ripped up here. So has the NASDAQ, okay? And I'm going to show you the NASDAQ. By the way, this is the NASDAQ adjusted for money printing. The NASDAQ has literally gone nowhere for 25 years from this top, adjusted for money printing. But what I'll do is I'll just go back to the normal NASDAQ. And as you can see right now, look at this. Look at the Mr. NASDAQ as well. This is a monthly chart. Change to weekly. See, Mr. NASDAQ, the tech stocks, they have also busted the highs, okay? But then you're like going, we have to check, right? Where is Mr. Russell? Now, Mr. Russell, okay, Mr. Russell is our friend, but he has not busted the highs yet, okay? No, he hasn't. And in every single crypto cycle, all right, in every single one, we need Mr. Russell to bust this high because it's basically what we call an expansion. Basically, everything is made a new high. We've cleared every range, okay? We're expanding into new price discovery territory for everything, okay? So before yesterday, all right, all we were looking at was this poop. Okay, it was funny. We were just looking at this poop. We were just looking at, well, are you ever going to go? And I was drawing charts and I was trying to manifest it. I'm like, can you just curl up, please, sir? Mr. Russell, can you please just curl up? Well, suddenly, literally out of nowhere, friends, the manifestation of this big, fat, green, juicy candle has appeared. Mr. Russell has just gapped up to this high. And, if you're curious, right, I have marked here, see this vertical line here? This is the Bitcoin halvening, okay? I'm going to go back and show you in the previous times, okay, in the previous cycle, look at this in 2020, okay, when Mr. Russell was literally just like out of nowhere appearing here, look at this, just randomly throughout the year, it just starts freaking charging up for the highs. That's it. You see that? Just out of nowhere. Just here's the previous all-time high. Actually, it was right here. And then Mr. Russell, just see this part here, goes, woohoo, let's just go, okay? And if we go back to 2016, once again, same thing. Here is that all-time high. Okay, here's Mr. Russell. Mr. Russell's going around here, and then Mr. Russell goes, you know what? It's time to do it. Boop! Just goes straight for the all-time high. And this period begins, this is actually, friends, this is December 2016. This is literally Bitcoin breaking $1,000. It goes up to $1,000 and it starts making its way to $20,000 for the year, okay? Also from here, when Mr. Russell did this was Bitcoin breaking $20,000 and it made its way to 60K, okay? So we're hoping now, Mr. Russell, that it can make its way up to here and maybe it has one more screw around and then Bitcoin can finally break that, 70K and actually charge up. That's what we're hoping happens, okay? And hoping, that's what happens every single time. But until that bucket is really full, until Mr. Russell can actually break that all-time high, we are we're just not there yet. We're getting close though. We are getting close. Remember, friends, like if you've been, remember my videos from last year, I was like saying, man, we just need the stock market. We need it to break the all-time high. I remember, friends, you remember I was so skeptical. I was like, man, if the stock market doesn't, but crypto rallies, it's game over, okay? So I always had this one scenario. I'm like, what if the stock market could not break the all-time high and has to screw around and we just collapse into next year? That was one of the scenarios. However, luckily for us, have you heard of a little industry called the artificial intelligence industry, AI? They birthed pretty much, okay, it's been around forever, but NVIDIA went on this massive run because the world started pricing in all the deflation and all the amazing productivity from AI, artificial intelligence, okay? So AI is basically the new ushering in of the internet tech stocks of 1990s. Because basically, it's going to remove a lot of jobs, make things a lot more efficient. And that's what we're counting on. We needed that. Without AI, we would be running on fumes because they would have been printing money and too much of the money would have just been going into investing buckets. And that's basically the start of the Great Depression, but that's how the Roaring 20s happened. The technology wasn't catching up to how much everybody was just punting on stocks, okay? So we have been saved in that regard, and now it's just a matter of time. Now, friends, let's have some fun, right? So this is actually Vitalik. There was an assassination attempt on Vitalik here. He's speaking at Roll Up Day. I'll actually show you right now. Look at this assassination attempt.
Really big picture question. So
he doesn't even. Basically, friends, his brain's so big, it's got its own gravitational pull, and it's just sucking everyone in. You just watch it right now. See what I mean? Oh, man. So this is Vitalik speaking at Roll Up Day. Yes, he has shaved himself like a monk, probably to meditate more because his hair's getting in the way. And that's what we're all waiting for, right? So do you remember all these buckets filling? Yeah. When Mr. Russell fills up, okay, that's the next thing, right? So if Mr. Russell can charge up to the high, what's the next bucket? Well, hopefully Bitcoin and then Ethereum, ETH, BTC, we need that bucket to start filling up. As that bucket starts filling up, there's only one thing left, and it's all the altcoins in crypto, and there's your life-changing gain stuff. But of course, there's literally 100,000 pump.fun trash coins made every week, so it's not so easy just to buy every coin. You got to be with the communities. We've done our research here. Someone coming to crypto, they got no idea, man. They got no idea what's a Telegram, right? How to use the Telegram? How do you find these communities? How can you go and check? Is it just a bunch of bunch of Indian dudes typing with each other to scam everybody with one of those bot farms? A lot of these people have to check. Okay, they have to find our YouTube videos. They have to find you maybe hanging around on Twitter. They have to find on Dex Screener, for example, friends. I'll just show you. Just for example, on Nandle, for example, you got to click on the Telegram button up here. So that really helps with the social media stuff and people finding information faster. That's why it really helps with these socials, just to show everybody that there is a community, and the more chances that you have to show everybody that there's a community there, more people come, okay? Because no one wants to join basically an empty club. Now, friends, also, as everything's going down, crumbling, I know the price action for PulseChain has been horrendous, literally absolutely shocking. But yeah, man, look, obviously, I wanted to be much higher from here, friends. I did not think, I mean, as soon as this flipped red, I was like, oh, man, it's going to take a while. That was the weekly super trend for it. Yeah, man, I wish this was happening, okay? I wish we were up here, and that would be like, 8 or 10x higher. I wish it was like that. Unfortunately, we just don't get that, man. So, maybe if we were going to go 300x, we would already be 10x higher from today. Just another thought, okay? Maybe we don't go 300x. Maybe from here you go like 50x. I don't know. But I'm just showing you, you can't control these things. You can't control these short-term outcomes. I'm playing for the whole cycle. And yeah, of course, I want them to be higher in price. Same for everything else, man. Oh, you want everything to be higher. But you don't get it like that, man. You don't get it. You don't know where you're going to land at the end. Okay, and you see markets. I've had these like price expectations around this range for the whole time. Okay, if you're gonna do a 30x burst from wherever you are today, okay, if you're 10x higher from today, that's 300x. You might say, oh, that's too much. Maybe we're not gonna get to 450 billion valuation for the whole ecosystem. That's what it would be. Maybe you're more towards the 100. Okay, so I don't know what it's gonna be. I hope it's much higher, but obviously we're just having some fun anyway. This is POV. You and your friends celebrating 3% win after an 82% drop. So, friends, this is an actual real guy on Twitter. This is an actual real guy. I think his name is Dancing Eddie. He just went to a club, just starts spitting out these moves. Oh, man. So, yes, keep celebrating, sir. Hopefully, this bull market is going to be kind to the rest of us. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, oh, man, it's just cold. You got to have fun somewhere, friends. You just got to have fun somewhere because, friends, I've been in markets forever. Okay, I'm telling you now, you do not get the wet dream. I know what everyone's wet dream is because it was my wet dream when I first started the super long-term mindset stuff, okay? Your wet dream is that you get in and then it staircases up, okay? Where you're like, you want to be up at 2x every 4 months. 2, like that. And then you end up at like, oh, now I'm up at 32x. You want to every 4 months. No. In crypto, it's like 2x minus 80%. 2x minus 80%. 3x minus 90%. That's what it does. And it's sideways. And then, okay, crap, the 4-year cycle was repeating after all. Okay, 3, 3, 3. There you go. You're done in the past 100 days. That's more of the chaotic randomness of markets, okay? The staircase winner is something like a Casper or even a Solana for the past year. They're too hard to pick, man. No one even knows them, friends. And so many outcomes are possible. You've seen things blow the roof off, but they were useless for a whole year beforehand, friends. Like Luna ends up going 800x, but in the Bitcoin halving, you did nothing. It was down 90%. All right, and there's Sand, Axis, Mana. There's so many examples I can show you. Matic went nowhere for a freaking year in 2019 and 2020, and then it does 180x. So yeah, you don't know what pattern you're gonna get. That's the thing. If you knew what, see, friends, no one can predict the pattern. No one can predict the pattern. It's just long term. That's it. That's why Warren Buffett says, like, if you're not gonna, if you own a stock for 10 minutes, you better be willing to own it for 10 years. Well, in crypto, you can basically shorten it. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna own a crypto for a day, yeah, you better be willing to hold it for the whole cycle. That's what pretty much I think. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. Pretty much, that's a nice one to put because like short-term schizo people here in crypto, the cycles are shorter, right? It's hyper-reactive. That's another way to think about it. Literally, yes, if you are in something for a day, you better be willing to hold it for a whole cycle. Are we willing to hold all the PulseChain core coins and altcoins and meme coins for a whole cycle? Yeah, because we've done the research. We know the communities aren't going anywhere. We know everyone knows where everyone has a home base. Okay, that's another concept to think about. So if your home base is established, people can keep coming back then. It's easy to basically make it a lot of noise. Okay, so also I've got some great news. The corrupt SEC has dropped the case against Paxos BUSD. This is the Binance stablecoin. So this is SEC drops Paxos investigation and decides BUSD is not a security. Now, I hope this is 100% real, but it sounds like it would be real because BUSD, fans, it was literally just a stablecoin. Okay, it's just a stablecoin, and they came after them in 2022. Now, why did they do that? Is because Roca Negra and everyone else wanted to send crypto to zero so they can buy the Bitcoin, which is what they did. They actually did do that. They accumulated Bitcoin in 2022. We have 100% evidence. I made a video on it last year. Okay. So all the insider scum and the US Fed were trying to send crypto to zero in 2022. Okay. All these insiders, all these nefarious acting. Okay. And what ends up happening is they send the corrupt DCC, the henchmen, okay, the cockroach scum, they send them out to all these different crypto places to try just like attack the industry everywhere, right? It's basically they're going to war. And one of the things they attacked it was obviously Binance, which they never should have, of course, okay? One of the most profitable unicorns in the world. And they also went after BUSD because Binance had a stablecoin. Now, why did they go and attack BUSD? It's because they were scared that Tether, who they control now, okay? The Phoebe and the Kia, okay? So I can't say them on YouTube's friends because it actually flags them. I'm going to write them here. So the Phoebe, okay? And then you have the Kia, all right? Some say the Sia. See this? See these two words, friends? I can't say them, okay? But the Phoebe and the Sia are now confirmed. They are hired now by Tether, USDT, okay? So it's very obvious what was happening, but it only happened later. So you can only put the pieces of the puzzle now all together. I was actually reporting in real time, and my schizo theory, I guess, turned out to be right. Conspiracy, right? Well, it was a conspiracy. It turned out to be fact, okay? Tether, they knew. Look, here's the thing. The biggest nightmare in crypto is if they took down Tether. The thing with Tether, though, is it's not running a Ponzi at all. Tether's profitable, and they have more than enough cash. So the government, when they realize that, they go, oh, crap, they're not running a Ponzi. I guess we just got to take over it. So they've obviously done some sort of silent takeover. By the way, this is not even conspiracy now. I'm telling you it's true. Tether even reported they have hired Phoebe and Kia people. They've actually hired US government, the insiders, right? They've actually hired them there, okay? But we don't know what they're doing. Not allowed to tell us. I wonder what it is, right? Probably stalking everyone. So basically, Tether is compromised. Okay, now, makes sense, right? So they were trying to take down Tether. They realized, oh, wait, you're not running a Ponzi. I guess we'll just have to go to alternative, right? Because I guess we'll just send people just take it over, right? We'll do a gentle takeover. And they probably set them down, right? They said, hey, if you don't comply, guess what? We will take you down to zero. All right? We'll just they make up charges on people all the time. They'll dig up some of their past. Oh, you're talking to this girl on MSN Messenger all these years ago. You know what I mean? Like you're sending her like willy pics or something, right? So all this stuff will end up coming out. They got dirt on everybody, okay? So Binance had BUSD, a very clean stablecoin, and it's starting to gain traction, man. And they took it down. It became third place straight away. And they're like, no, we're going to take down this BUSD. Because they knew, they go, oh, we're taking down Binance, so we better take down this BUSD right now. Okay, we got to do the whole thing. We got to stop everything Binance. All right, so I don't think it's a coincidence when Binance started doing the BUSD, that was the final big thing from Binance before the government comes in, right? That's actually what happened. So Binance did all this stuff, and when the BUSD part, they hit the emergency brakes. They go, no, don't you dare do a banking account thing, right? Why, friends? Why isn't that? It's because if Binance is serving all these US accounts, which they were, okay, you have too much public opinion who are pro-Binance, and so when they come take them down in the public, they couldn't use their media headlines, which is what they were doing. They were calling like CZ, some evil Chinese spy from the CCIP. He's representing China, not America. That was the type of stuff they were throwing out there. And unfortunately, you have people like Adam Cochrane and all these other soy boys. I gotta call you scum. You all scum. You all believe the news. It was being blasted all over Americana. They go, who is this unknown Chinese spy, CZ? Like, bro, the guy sold his house and went all in on Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, he's as clean as a whistle. Okay, so that's pretty much what ends up happening. Okay, now it all relates obviously to PulseChain because now we're seeing the corrupt DCC drop this investigation. So look, if they do drop it, look, I got a feeling they would. I got a feeling maybe they wouldn't, or we're gonna have a very good result for Richard Hart, just because not the reason why everyone in the community thinks. I think it's because the government is now confident enough we are not a threat whatsoever. I think they're confident enough. This whole liberty, freedom stuff, they know you can't grow and outpower what they have now, which is the control of Circle USDC, Tether USDT. All the volume is now being routed through Coinbase for the Bitcoin spot ETF. So the government have all of those on lockdown now. Okay, they have everything out here. They literally have, and not joking, friends, it's literally 99.9% control of the industry, pretty much they have. And then everything else throwing around, they're figuring it out, right? So you can actually see, it makes sense now, right? So if we are allowed to succeed, it's just because they're looking at us like they're laughing, okay? We're pretty much so early. They're like, oh, well, we're just a couple 100,000 people and they're doing this real DeFi stuff, but you got to bridge out somewhere. Oh, yeah, you got, like, if an exchange connects to you, we control the exchange anyway, all right, to support the chain and whatever. Okay, so that's pretty much what it comes down to, okay? There's nothing like illegal and stuff going on there. So it's the best of both worlds, but it's not the world, I guess, you really, really want it, because everyone's in crypto, right, to be like truly FU money. But it is what it is. I guess everybody's going to have to be bending the knee if they want the US dollars to come in. Now, friends, I want to play something for you. I actually play some nice Gentle Angel music, friends. Some other type of cranky G music, okay? All right. Now, speaking of hunking it down, Coinbase App Store ranking. All right, this is very important, friends, because you see over in the right-hand side, there are two rankings. There is the Coinbase on the finance section, and then Coinbase in the total apps section. Now, the finance section is ranked 22. Total apps is ranked 280 now. All right, so it's very important just to know this, right? As you progress the bull market, what this concept about to teach you, it's you only really understand this if you've been around like 10 years, okay? Trading, markets and stuff, okay? So there are times, friends, to like put on the brakes, and then there's times to basically start throwing it hard, all right? Now, at the juicy momentum part of things, either up or either down, all right? Because we're going into a bull market, let's talk about the up part. Don't worry about the down part, right? There are going to be weak people who basically fall off the bull. They will get shaken off the bull early. And a lot of the times, you're actually going to see people, they're like, look, I've made 5x my money. I'm happy, man. This is more than I ever, like, this is more than everyone else. I'm still up 5x. I'm done. I'm out. Okay. They'll say stuff like that. They'll just leave. Okay. And what I've found is, and also just all this journal stuff from all the stock market from forever, those people jumping off the bull, the first ones are never right. And the second ones are never right. Okay. And most of the time, even the third bunch are not even right in crypto, okay? It's literally, it's those first bunches of people, okay? They're never, ever right. And, but they sound really smart when they get off. They're like, no, there's euphoria here. We've gone up this much. Germany's selling. It is what it is, okay? But when you look back in the cycle, okay, in the future, if you look back, if you're in the future, you're able to find somebody, let's say you watch an interview and they say, oh, how are you able to make, you know, all these multiple figures of money? How are you able to crush it and do so well? Those people will sometimes, if you're lucky enough, they'll reference a period like that where they say, you know, it hit a critical point where people were getting off and I knew, nah, there's too many signs he's saying that it's not over yet. I've got to go harder. Okay. And basically, in another way to say this, they are looking for reasons to stay long. Now, you got to be careful with that terminology because in the wrong time period, in the wrong mindset, you basically gamble yourself to zero. Looking for reasons to stay long, right? Sounds like copium and hopium, right? So if there's a scenario that appears where the data is going to be conflicting, I almost guarantee you the right thing to do is going to be to hold on, especially in this crypto cycle. I can see it. I can see it right now. Now, one of the most controversial ones I could think of was the one I just showed you. So I can imagine a scenario. I can already see it. Okay. Coinbase is going to hit #1 rank on the finance section first before it hits #1 rank in the world. Okay. So it might hit #1 in finance, and then the total might be like rank 9 or rank 11. Okay. And pretty much you might be saying, oh, that's near the top-ish, right? But maybe or maybe not. Because, friends, as I showed you in that others BTC, right? It's just 100 days. All the gains come in the final 50. All right? That final 50. And, I mean, do you want to see how powerful that final 50 is? Check it out. Look at Doge, friends. Look at Doge, okay? The final 50. Look what it can do right here. Actually show you, right? Check this out. This is 50 days from the top, friends, right here. So Doge goes up. I mean, you can see right here. Look, yeah, you go up like 10x, right? Or 8x. This is 50 days to the top. Look, I'll actually show it to you. See? Right here. Do you see that? Friends, look how much it goes up. Oh, man. 12x again. So it's literally the difference between, so by the way, yes, I went to a unicorn, okay? I went to a unicorn. You're not going to, Doge was an absolute amazing winner. There are other ones that didn't do that enough, so I'll just quickly show you as well, like Matic. I have Matic right here. So you're starting here, by the way, Matic starting right here, it goes up like, you know, 7x, okay? So you got to imagine, fans, like you're thinking like, this is literally 7x, fans, in 50 days. Like, you know what I mean? You know, you just waited another 1.5 months and you're 7 times richer. Like, but even thinking about this, right? It doesn't need to be a number that big. It could just be a final triple. It could be a 3x. But you got to imagine that 3x comes so fast, it's over. Now, obviously, you know, you can't sell the top, okay? And you're gonna be, trust me, you're gonna be so scared. Like, what about when you're like up here at a 3x? See what I mean? You're so scared. It goes up and up and up. You see what I mean? Like you have no idea where it's going to stop. But that final acceleration is a big part of the difference of when someone says like, you know what? I went all in on that and I got out. You know what I mean? That is, friends, this takes a lot of experience to be able to actually see this. So trust me, there will be periods. So I can almost see it, friends, right here. Coinbase App Store ranking, it's like number 9 here. I'm not joking. I think it hit number 10 somewhere around here, actually. So the timing is not perfect, but this is an extreme part at the very, very end. I'm talking about before we even get to this, okay? So I'm just showing you the final burst up. And I could just tell, man, it's like the only way for you to make it there is to believe. That's it. You literally got to believe. And I'm not joking, okay? You can't ever even witness something like that with big size, right? Unless you literally freaking believed there's an infinite price on this and that's it. It has to go to like 100x higher or not. You're the only type of people who get to see it. Okay. Now, I am trying to conceptualize these before so we don't fall off the horse, okay, or the bull. So that obviously that's one I can see. I can already see that Coinbase hits number 1 on finance, but it's not number 1 in the rest of the world. Okay. And that final critical days, friends, those are the days that just another 4 or 5x. Like you got to imagine, right? That could be, right? PulseChain is 10x from today. 10x. All right. And then like I'm just going to show you, right? If PulseChain does, we could look at that price here. Right here, it does a 10x from today. So it goes to 4x day 1 sack. Okay, so right here, it could literally be this move, right? So it's up here. Actually, I'll draw it for you. So where is 4x day 1 sack? It's right here. So it could be this move right here. That's a 10x. And then in that final 50 days, because people have gotten out, there's something that happens again where it does another 5. All right, now that's the burst, okay, another 5. You got to think about the ramifications of this, the huge difference of something like that, okay? So it gets towards 100 billion. So you got to think about, look, what I'm going to do now is take it off a log chart just to show you the pain you will feel if you miss it. Bang, you see that, friends? And but to be honest, I can actually see something like this happening. I can see we go up and we form the big triangle like that, and we do this. And people get out here. People do get out here because they're like, you know what? I made my 10x. It's free. But then this final burst happens. Bang, up here. You see that? Now, only those who believe are going to make it. That's it. Only those who believe. Only those who literally, they're like, you know what? you're going to flip Ethereum and that's it. They're the only people who get to see something like that. By the way, I'm not just talking about PulseChain. This is for like every single coin. You just don't know how high your euphoria is going to be. Okay. And not every coin gets that euphoria. So that's why I just want to make sure everyone is just tame a bit as well. I can just show you an example now, right? If we go, look what XRP's euphoria was in that final burst, okay? That final 50 days before. We can actually go on the daily chart here. See the 50 days before the top. Where is XRP? Right here, okay? So it's right here. So XRP's burst was still 3.8x, okay? What about something like Litecoin, okay? So Litecoin, let's check out its 50-day burst in the last cycle. Litecoin's 50-day burst was, I mean, look how shocking it was, by the way. Litecoin only did a 2x in its 50-day burst. You see? So, yes, it's not all roses and fairies everywhere. It isn't. But I'm just showing you, if you are on the unicorn, that's the kicker, right? You actually see, friends, at the very, very end, the difference between, you know, a 2x and a 5x. They're ginormous, enormous amounts. But yeah, like they all mean nothing though, because if you never, ever, ever sell, everybody round trips together. That's one thing, okay? But if you do sell, you just have to accept the fact that the risk of missing it is too great. But it's making it to that point. That's the most important part. If you don't even know how to make it to that point, then what's even the point of all this? You've literally missed the greatest pump of all time. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. So I'm now, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for reasons where pretty much, fans, fake World War III FUD, I gave it 1% odds of the bull market being over. 1%, okay? Now with Germany, right? Sexy German ladies are dumping on everyone. Well, and Mount Gox, I'm like, 5%. It turned up the heat. I still think 5% chance it's over. Okay. Obviously, it can be over, friends. It can. I just think it's 5%. Can be, right? So, but the next one, it's going to crank it up to like probably a 20%. All right. 20% chance it's over. And then there's going to be probably one after that. You know that Coinbase, if Coinbase is number one in finance and maybe like rank 10 in the wallet or whatever it is, the app store, that might be like a 50% chance that it's over. 50% chance. Okay, and people make the mistake to just get everything out. They go, 50-50 is too high for me. Yeah, but here's the thing, friends. As you progress, this is the most important part, by the way, as well. Another climax for you. As you progress the bull market, the gyrations get faster and faster and faster as you move up, okay? That's what happens. They get faster. They start thrusting up, and you don't die for like 3 months in Bitcoin anymore. Okay, that was, you know, in the bear market, we died for a year in 2022. Now, last year, we were dying for like 3 months and then 2 months. Okay, now, you know, we're taking like 1 or 2 month hit. Okay, eventually, as we move on up, it's going to go down. We're just down for 1 month, which is pictured actually. You can actually see it. You can actually identify this by the color of the monthly candle, which I'll show you right now. See how we have 2 red monthly candles right now? Well, okay, over here, I know you can't see it, but there were like periods where like for 20 days, you're down 3 weeks, less than a month. But there were actually periods, look at this 2016 cycle, there were these periods where you're just down for 1 month, right? Down for 1 month and then recover. So the periods get shorter and shorter of your pain. But everyone gets more and more excited because they get more and more charged up. The bull gets like basically more hornier. Right? So he started with like 3 months and then 2 months and then 1 month. And then it goes down to like 2 weeks and then 1 week. And then there'll be literally periods where it's just like a day, where just something huge smacks it down and you reverse back up. And actually, I'll show you, right? This is the Bitcoin daily chart from the top. Okay, so as you start to go up, friends, all that happens is you literally have 1 to 3 days of red candles. That's it. And you just smack back up. Look, a day here down. But that's the end. That's the end, okay? Now, I'm actually going to show you as well 2017 cycle. So you can kind of see what happens in this parabola, all right? Look at this, okay? Look, as we are moving up, this is Bitcoin, the high, right? Look at this. It goes up, look, 1 day, 2 days, smack up. And all it can take, look, we're in a matter of days. This is daily candles, 1, 2, 3, red, and then smack up. 1 day, bang. So what's actually happening is there's so many people who are not on the ship. And as they are seeing strength, they go, well, you know, oh my gosh, you're basically, friends, it's like if you could bet on a boxer. All right, you bet on a boxer, and the first time he enters the ring, he gets knocked out for 3 months. Yeah. Then the next time he enters the ring, he gets knocked out only for 1 month. He can't fight. And then he gets back in, and now it's only 1 week. And then he keeps going to the point where he gets knocked out 3 times per round. He's still getting up, okay? But it would be like people continuously betting on this guy. However, if you're a contrarian, you're like, wait a minute, this guy's got brain damage, man. This guy's literally about to cark it. He's been hit in the head 400,000 times, and everyone thinks he's going to keep going. He can keep taking hits in the head forever. You're like, no. You know what I mean? But for some miracle, he's bouncing up faster and faster and faster. But probably because he doesn't know I'm damaged so much, I could just keep getting up quicker. My brain's not working anymore. That's what happens at the top of the bull, okay? The strength builds up more and more and more. And pretty much as well, when you are seeing that stuff happen faster and faster and faster, okay, you got to think of it like this, okay? The reason why it can happen faster and faster and faster is because all the people who couldn't buy in the depression with you and me, because they don't have the balls to at all, okay, and they don't want to do the work, whatever it is, okay, they just don't have the balls to. They literally, it comes down to that. Everyone knows buy low, sell high, but they don't come buy and hold. They just don't have the balls to buy and hold, okay? When they're seeing the confirmation of strength, they're hopping on it faster and faster and faster, and there's so many of them who are so impatient that all they can wait is like 1 red day at the very, very, very end. That's all they can wait. 1 day of being red, okay, I've got to go all in. Okay, and that's the end. That's actually the top, okay? So when we got into the bear market, so 2022, right, that's a whole year of being red pretty much. Pretty much just literally 6 months or 12 months of just being red, okay? Then it becomes 3 months, you know what I mean? That's more believers joining. Now it's becoming 2 months, so you can see more momentum. People are coming in slowly, but they're still iffy. Eventually, it's just going to turn into 1 month. So people just wait for 1 month of down, then they go all in. Then it's become like 3 weeks, and then 2 weeks. And then literally just becomes a matter of days where someone's like, oh my gosh, we've been going down for 5 days. Okay, I've got to go all in. And then literally at that top, as you get to see, it comes down and just like, it peaks at like all the market will let it do is go down for 1 day and then just it reverses the candle back up. Okay, and that's just the extreme mania part. That's what we're looking for at that point. We have this acceleration up here. Now, it's going to get so close and scary, but that's why we're trying to use all these other top secret indicators like the App Store ranking and everything else out here. Okay, so don't forget, friends, as well, in March, okay, my final thing for you to let you know is in March, we hit rank 36. Here it is right here. In March, we hit rank 36 and now we're down to 280. So nobody was, I mean, we watched at rank 36, that's what we're watching, and then it just starts sliding. But you don't know that's the top. That's the rank spot it hits, okay? So, yeah, we did go beyond that for other parts of the cycle. And that might be an inkling. That might be that might be an example of what happens at the end, right? So we might find, right, just trying to think outside the box here, we might find that the App Store ranking for Coinbase is a market-wide retail indicator, but then, like after the traditional top, there's still Altseasons in other pockets, okay? Like you never know, friends. What if, like we saw it with Solana, right? Phantom Wallet was like an indicator. It hit number 1. But you had the celebrity coins on Solana then, right? What if in the next one, you never know, man. What if at the very, very end, Richard Hart forces the Altseason? What if we are the delayed Altseason from everything else? That's why in PulseChain, the information asymmetry we have is a gift. It's literally a gift because you can watch it because you know, okay, you know what's coming in. You know what's taking profits. You know you can calculate from everything. You know, you don't know how much he's going to use and deploy of it, but better than not knowing, right? Better than being at the whims of the rest of the market, okay? But it doesn't mean we can cheat the cycle or anything, but it does give you an edge. Like, for example, here's a scenario which I haven't thought of through yet, but we're going to have to think about this. What would you do if Coinbase App Store ranking is number 1, but say for every other coin, you know it's time to get out. But what about in PulseChain? What if we are 10x from today? Okay, so we're 4x day 1 sack for PLS, but the 170,000 ETH is still there. It has not deployed in yet. All right. What would you do? Would you still hold everything? I think I would. Because at that point, your risk of missing out is game over. It could be like at any point. But maybe that's what Richard's plan is. We don't know. Okay, so this is basically a chance for you to bunny hop. You never know, man. Like, think about this, right? If we go up and the money isn't deployed and you made money in other coins, you might just start feeding it into like your PulseX yield farms or something. You're like, oh, well, you know what I mean? I know what's coming next. But or you might decide to do it with half or a third. Okay, let's say you have the rest of your crypto profits, you take profit in everything, and you just throw a third back into Pulse. You keep 2/3 in Bitcoin and stable coins. You're like, you know what? The cycle could be done. We don't even know if he's ever going to rotate. Okay, so we're going to explore more of those scenarios later on because you have to plan them, man, because you're not going to be thinking about them on the spot. Like, friends, I'm even shocked. Like, oh, wow, Coinbase hit rank number 36 in March. Did you sell on March 4? No, you didn't. See how like, oh, it's gone. It's gone. You see what I mean? So it's very, very tough to deal with this in real time. That's why we've got to plan ahead. That's why you're going to like, subscribe, better, better, and all. Catch you in the next one.